Right.
And it's been reshaped in the last 22 years, very secretively, but progressively. So, like he said, I'm the author of the book called From Steel Toes to Stilettos. Give a good right pair of shoes, and she can come get a road. I wrote this book, I began in 2016 because my mother had passed away in a way that was not so great, and I could accredit it to Big Pharma. And Big Pharma has been mostly like a mafia. So I wrote the book to turn a pain into a passion and to help someone else get through a hard time. And it also is, the From Steel Toes part is because I worked for Ford Motor Company for 22 years. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Cleveland. You've been around Cleveland. If you don't know, Superman was actually from Cleveland. And that's because he was the Man of Steel. And the Man of Steel, because in Cleveland we had the steel yards. And it used to be that Ford Motor Company in Cleveland, Brook Park, Ohio, right by the airport, used to employ 15,000 employees. Now it's down to 15. When I started in 1999, we had 4 plants. My grandfather, my father, and my uncles worked in 3 of those 4 plants. Now, because of the controlled demolition and the assault and attack of our politicians that have sold us out, we're down to 1 plant. And that's just Ford. Also, if you know RaNae, they lost a plant. And when you give away your manufacturing, you're giving away your wealth. But you're not just giving away your wealth. When you give away your manufacturing, you don't manufacture anything, you give away your power, you give away, you're now beholden to someone else. Okay, communism is, you're not going to have a choice. So I don't know if you've been seeing up the stores that are popping up, the Dollar Trees, the Dollar Generals, right? You go in there, you get a couple of products for like $1, $1.25, $1.50. But do you see that your choice is limited? That's communism. When you go to the store and they are telling you you can only buy these tweezers, that's communism. That's a third world country. And we need to turn this thing around. So to fast forward, 2020 comes, and during 2020, I, was happy to stay home and maybe travel a little bit. And at first it wasn't that bad. And then 2021 came. It was the vaccine. And not only was I against Big Pharma since 2015 because of my mother's death, I also was a certified nutraceutical consultant, which means I went to Chicago and I was certified in nutraceuticals, which is the opposite of pharmaceuticals. So nutraceuticals is natural, the doctor grade nutraceutical vitamin supplementation. And when you look at the history of the pharmaceuticals and what's happened in America, it really begins with the Holocaust and Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was actually the beginning. He used doctors to experiment on the Jewish people, and these experiments resulted in trauma and death. But then after the Holocaust, something really disgusting happened. John D. Rockefeller went to Germany, and he bought the pharmaceuticals, and he brought them to America, and he went to all the universities, the medical universities, and he talked to all the doctors, and all the doctors' offices says, listen, no longer is natural remedies the gold standard. These pharmaceuticals are now the gold standard, and you're going to learn how to use them, how to prescribe them. Well then, once they introduced the pharmaceuticals into America, that's when cancer started to come up. More and more and more. Well, John D. Rockefeller wasn't going to let some disease, cancer, ruin his profits, right? So our great Rockefeller started the American Cancer Society. The American Cancer Society for research. We need 50 years to research. Well, I didn't even need 50 years. I mean, look what we've learned in 4 years. Exactly, right? They're killing the dandelions. They're chemtrailing us. We are in a war against people that are supposed to be elected to represent us. I don't know if you know this, but every single American, I don't care if you have your little sins, I don't care if you have your little whatever, every single American, hardworking, loves his family, loves his mother, they are 500 times better than any elected politician. And it's about time we start to fire these people and put them where they need to go. Back on the right side of God, that's all, right? Just bring it back up to... So, fast forward, of course, when they tried to push the vaccine mandate, the Ford Motor Company, I went to my union, and I went to, actually before that, I was way ahead. I said, hey, listen, they're going to come for our jobs, and this vaccine is nefarious. And my wonderful UAW said, oh, well, we're not going to listen to that woman. She's crazy, right? Just a typical woman. And instead, I was fired, and I was let go from my 22-year career, and I was character assassinated. So then, of course, you know, you have the whole, you know, my father is disappointed. What are you doing? You know, you just keep your mouth shut and go to work and everything will work out. Like, no, Dad, not this time. I can't, not this time. They can take everything in this world, but they cannot take away my contract with God. Okay? Okay? Well, one day, we're all going to go and meet our Maker and our Creator. And we're not taking anything with us. We aren't even taking our best friend or our wife. Okay? And when that time comes, the people that are in this room are going to be on the right side. So, like I said, I got terminated from Ford. They character assassinated me. Said I was delusional, anti-vaxxer, conspiracy theorist, whatever. And then I started to look for an attorney with little to no money. And then the more and more I started to look, someone came up to me and said, hey, there's a course. It's called How to Win in Court Without an Attorney. I said, okay, it's about $250, I already bought it, I'll give it to you, and you can use it. I said, okay. So, October 2022, I filed a federal lawsuit against Ford Motor Company for $777 million, and I put everything in there. It was like ragu, baby. It was the pasta, the pasta. Everything was in there. The coercion. The Pfizer. Do you know that Pfizer paid the highest criminal fine in history in 2008, 2009, $2.9 billion for false advertisement? Do you understand that they actually went full force with this vaccine, trying to push it into every person's arm, because they've already calculated what it would actually cost them to get out of the trouble. So if they're getting, let's say, $100 for every arm, and they know that they already paid $2.9 billion, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta hit them where they counts. All these people care about is profits over people. And that's not the American way. That's not truth. It's not justice. So what did I do? Well, I wrote the lawsuit myself. And my union, he hired 3 attorneys. Ford Motor Company, they hired 3 attorneys. So I single-handedly, as a woman, have been going back and forth with a Biden-appointed judge in Cleveland Federal Court against 6 attorneys. And I'll tell you what, A lot of people say, oh, you win your lawsuit, yeah, you want to, however long it takes, right, maybe, and whatever it takes, right, maybe because we're in Cleveland. But aside from that, it's not about winning. It's about putting it on record. Okay, because that's what they want. They want to hide, they want to lie, they want to deny until they die. And we have to give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. God bless you, God bless your family, God bless America, love you.
I'm glad you're here. So you go really nicely. RaNae, check out her book. What's that?
Or my radio.